Evacuation orders right now as officials there contend with a tank full of dangerous chemicals that could explode. Fire officials say right now they're making progress in cooling down that hazardous materials tank, which is at an aerospace facility in Garden Grove. California State Senator Tom Umberg represents the area.
This is a potentially very, very serious situation. There are chemicals that are under pressure in a huge tank, and as that pressure builds, that tank could explode.
Officials say it's unclear when residents will be able to return to their homes. Today, Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta is beginning to screen passengers traveling from Central Africa for Ebola as an outbreak of that deadly virus grows in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Next week, George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston will begin similar screenings. They both joined Dulles Airport outside Washington, D.C. in adding enhanced health screening measures. ABC's Alex Prochet has more on the outbreak.
The World Health Organization sounding the alarm, calling the growing Ebola outbreak in Central Africa deeply worrisome. There are now nearly 750 suspected cases, including 177 suspected deaths in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The UN Health Agency upgrading its risk assessment for the spread in the country to very high.
Earlier today, the Red Cross announced that 3 of its volunteers in Africa died after contracting the virus. Secretary of State Marco Rubio wrapping up a meeting with the leader of India earlier today and providing this update about the potential for peace talks with Iran.
There is a chance that whether it's later today, tomorrow, in a couple days, we may have something to say, but this issue needs to be solved, as the president has said, one way or the other.
Gas prices now topping $4.50 on average across the country, driven in large part by the conflict in Iran. But that's not stopping an estimated 45 million people from traveling more than 50 miles from home this Memorial Day weekend, according to AAA. You're listening to ABC News.
A man has learned that if you attack a nurse, you'll spend time behind bars.
A man who attacked a nurse at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center last year has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. 32-year-old Ashakar Minor pleaded guilty to abduction and violating a protection order after the incident in November. Surveillance video showed Minor holding a newborn and pulling a nurse by her shirt collar. Hospital staff were able to de-escalate the situation and the baby was not hurt. The nurse says the attack changed her life, and the Ohio Nurses Association is calling for stronger protections against workplace violence in healthcare. I'm Brady Hopkins.
More details are becoming available on the recall election that's coming up in Whitehall. Voters will decide whether Mayor Michael Bivens and City Council members Lori Elmore and Amy Harkar will be permitted to remain in office on June 23rd. Early voting for the election will run from next Tuesday, the 26th, through Sunday, June 21st, with closures on some weekend days and the Juneteenth holiday. The last day to request an absentee ballot for the recall election will be June 16th. Ohio drivers could soon have a new choice when it comes to picking a license plate.
Ohio could soon offer drivers a new blackout license plate, as a new bill is currently under review in the Ohio State House that would have the BMV offer a plate that features a black background with white lettering. Senate Bill 358 is currently under review by lawmakers in the House chamber, and under this legislation, the blackout plate would cost around $40 plus a $10 administrative fee. Currently, the state offers more than 300 options for a specialty license plate with various logos and varying costs. I'm Allison Wyant.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are back home tonight when they try to grab their first win in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. New York leads 2-0. I'm Brian Engel.
Your latest news, traffic, and weather.
If you're not informed, then you're out of the loop.
All you have to do is
there's something we can do, we will. WTVN on iHeartRadio.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you need.
Let me write that down.
Heart disease is one of the leading causes of death in the United States, and stroke risk can build with no warning signs. Lifeline Screening is in Columbus with painless screenings that help detect your risk before symptoms appear. If you're over 40, now is the time to get checked. Early detection matters. Appointments are limited. Schedule your Lifeline screening today at lifelinescreening.com. That's lifelinescreening.com. Don't wait until it's too late.
Here we go.
Hey guys, it's us, the Jonas Brothers. I'm Joe.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Nick. And guess what? We created our own podcast called
now.
Hey Jonas.
We invented a podcast?
Hello? Well, we didn't invent it. We just contributed to it.
First people to do podcasts.
We get to ask other people questions because we're sick and tired of being asked questions.
Well, sick and tired is a strong way to put it, but,
Tired and sick.
tired and sick.
Listen to Hey Jonas on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Hey Jonas and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
See an accident? Let us know at the Curtis & Associates traffic tip line at 821-1111. Curtis & Associates, trust and experience of attorneys who care.
It's a perfect day to sit and listen to OnTarget. Too wet to be in the yard. Plus, you still got a few days to get all that stuff done. And, get this. So it's Memorial Day weekend, and I thought I would plug into old Google, what is Memorial Day? Kind of surprising, because what came back right up front was what not to do on Memorial Day. I thought, oh, here we go. In today's environment, it probably says something stupid like, don't wear white this weekend, or, don't click on anything on TikTok that supports our country, or some other suggestion of low intelligence. But I was surprised. Because I think old AI got it right this time. It came up immediately, 5 things not to do on Memorial Day. And the number 1 thing was, don't wish somebody Happy Memorial Day. It's not a joyful holiday like Christmas or the 4th of July. It's a somber occasion where we pay reverence to those who gave their lives, whose family gave their loved ones for the country, the ultimate of sacrifices. Number 2, it said, don't disregard the meaning of the day. Teach the next generation about those that came before us. Teach them that their ability to continue to stand on the street corner and protest is because of somebody who gave their life. Our continued ability to protect ourselves and our families is because somebody gave their life. The reason our country can celebrate 250 years of existence this year, 250 years of freedom, is because somebody and somebody's family took on that ultimate sacrifice. And finally, don't let politics get in the way of respect. We all have our differences. We don't always understand thy neighbor, but we know that when service calls, we'll stand beside each other to preserve 250 years of history and to ensure another 250. Enjoy the time with your family this weekend, and make sure you take time to remember. Hang that flag proudly. OnTarget is next.
Live from LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is OnTarget, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is OnTarget. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Good afternoon, welcome to OnTarget. We're broadcasting live from the wet studios of LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility, located at 999 Bethel Road. I'm your host, Eric. Ed, so far the roof is holding. Barely.
Good thing, because we got a lot more rain coming.
Do we still have more?
Yes. All day today and most of the day tomorrow, and then I think Monday is going to be dry, but then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, get ready, it's coming again.
Really?
You don't need the weather report from 610.
You just did it. Good. Check that off. We don't need it this time. Guys, what else is going on here? Well, we're the owners of LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility, and we're active in law enforcement.
Yes,
and you're kind of active. I used to be active. We're somewhat active.
Yeah, well, it never goes away. It's always there.
It is always there. Saturdays, of course, we put together a group of firearm experts to discuss some new products in the market, sometimes training tips.
Yes.
Sometimes political topics, Ed.
I love the political
topics. But we always have a commitment to being safe and secure about your ownership of firearms for customers and listeners. That pretty much sums it all up.
That's right.
There you go. Guys, joining me today in the LAPD studio, it's just Big Ed and me. It's good to see you back, Big Ed.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. How was your trip to D.C.?
It was wonderful. We left Tuesday and we got home Saturday night. But we did a lot of sightseeing. We did obviously the candlelight vigil, the reading of all the fallen officers. We were at the memorial wall. I was able to find Deputy Shear's engraving on the wall, and I took some tracings of that. And Brought those back home for some friends as well, and it was a somber moment, but it was a celebratory as well. And then we got stuck in the rain right after the candlelight vigil, and then I got a cold, and I've been dealing with that ever since.
Well, it's good to have you back.
I'm glad,
regardless of the condition you're in. Did you see, like Perry had a good contingent there on
yes,
mounted
I saw
unit.
your whole mounted unit was there. I was very impressed with that. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's something I need to go with you guys one of these times.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to your lieutenant, and he said he's been trying to get you to come, and he's, one day I'll go.
I do. I need to go.
You're probably going to end up going when I'm not going there.
I know, that's the unfortunate thing. I need to do that so we can do it all together.
I think everybody should try and go, but I think all law enforcement officers should try and go at least once. And I was proud to take my son 2 years ago, and then again this year. Although we didn't get to see the vice president speak, but that's okay. And I hope Trump does speak next year, and versus the vice president. Which I like the vice president, but I think having Trump do it would be pretty awesome.
Did you notice anything different in D.C. alone? I mean, they say it's all cleaned up. I mean, could you tell the difference having gone several years now?
Yes, just from 2 years ago, we stayed pretty close to downtown 2 years ago, and there was a lot of crazy people. I mean, we saw some this year, but compared to 2 years ago, the city was pretty much cleaned up, and it seemed to be pretty vibrant. But there's still a lot of people out there dealing with mental health that just can't help themselves, and we were at the entrance to the White House, and there was a guy standing out there in front of the main gate where the security was, and he just going on and on. He didn't even make any sense. But
was it Biden?
No.
Trying to get back in.
He was making no sense, but he just stood out, and people just walk around and ignore it anymore.
Wow.
But it's scary if you're not from there and you don't deal with that all the time, and you get these tourists going through there and they see this guy flailing his arms and running his jib and using all kinds of foul language. Here's my biggest complaint with D.C., and I saw this 2 years ago as well. The people that are smoking marijuana outside and in the cars. I mean, you can sit in an outdoor restaurant and smell it, and there's no smoking on the patios out there, obviously, but from across the way standing next to the ponds or whatever. But oh my God, the pungent odor is so terrible. I don't understand how they can. I don't agree with them passing the law on marijuana, but who am I? But to be able to do it outside like that, and then people driving by in cars. I mean, we're on the freeway, and you can smell it emitting from the cars.
I mean, I spent 14 hours in an intersection on Wednesday, and to have cars go zoom by you, and the person's under the influence. I mean, it's just as concerning if I saw someone go by drinking a beer.
Right.
They're under the influence. I'm standing out there, and they have their 5,000-pound car. I mean, that's not right. We need to get serious about cracking down on that. Whole other topic, but still.
Right.
No, I'm with you on that end. Guys, no JC today, but at 2 o'clock in the morning.
He did?
He sent me enough news stories to take us through next week.
I think JC's kind of like Trump. He sleeps for like 3 hours a day.
If that. Yeah. He's always up. He's always up. So I'm grateful for that. We'll get to some of the news stories here shortly. At 12:20, we're going to talk a little bit about a few guns of the week. Got some neat ones sitting here. And what else? 12:30, Jessica's calling in, and she's calling in from Pickaway County Sportsman's Club. Well, they got a big event coming up in a couple weeks.
Is that this one?
She's going to, no, I don't think it's that one. They're going to talk about it, really a youth day event, which is so important to teaching that.
Was she on a little while ago talking about that?
Patty was. Patty Hamilton was, who's also affiliated with it, but Jessica's going to jump on with us, tell us a little bit about the details of that. And then after that, we're going to have, Ed, I know this is kind of, I'm not sure what we're going to get here, but we're dragging one of our range officers off the range.
Uh-oh.
He was kind of voluntold to come down. We're going to talk a little bit about range etiquette and some of the range rules, because
people need to hear that too.
They do, and oftentimes, something came up this week, and it just reminded me that we need to talk about it often, that sometimes the rules, people don't understand why they're in place. And I think it's important to say, look, we have this rule in place because of this. And so people will say, oh, I get it now. But sometimes when we're just spitting out rules, it looks like, geez, are you going to even allow me to shoot today? So he's going to come on. Chase is going to join us here after the break and talk about that. We'd like to thank our sponsors, U.S. Law Shield, Jackson Egress Windows, Black Wing Shooting Center, River's Edge Cutlery, and our newest sponsor, Schiff and Associates, here in attendance today. Ed, did you know that?
What's that?
Here in attendance today.
Who's that?
Schiff and Associates.
He is?
Yes. Well, it's not just him. It's a big
His
company.
associates, too?
Well, not all the associates.
Oh.
Jeez.
Just the main character.
You got that right. And they are here today. And if you missed the show, you can always catch the podcast. That's at 610WTVN.com or on iHeartRadio. Really, anywhere you go to listen to a podcast, we're out there. It's on target.
If you want to hear us, we're out there.
Right. If you don't want to hear us,
don't listen.
There you go. Facebook Live, as long as they don't turn it off. And, of course, YouTube, where everything is housed forever and ever. All the openings and monologues are out there as well if you want to go catch one of those. So let's get to a little bit of the news. Man, I'm so used to throwing it to John right here.
Before you do that, can I plug this?
Sure.
Because I think this is pretty important with the Memorial Day weekend coming up. Raise the Lodge, happening June 26th and 27th at the Hartford Fairgrounds in Croton, Ohio. It's going to be a promotional thing for our veterans, and they deserve all the promotion they can get. The Kentucky Headhunters are going to be playing, and I don't know if you've ever heard them. They're pretty good.
Oh, really?
And then let's see, we got the Sons of Leon. So, and that's also a good band as well. So I think everybody who's got nothing to do on the 26th and 27th, or even if you do, take a minute out and go support the veterans. They got several different things going on there. Touch a Truck, the Highland Cattle Pony Rides, and a 5K obstacle run. So all the proceeds, I believe, are going to go to the veterans. So, hey, if you can go. I had to put that out there.
Perfect.
And that was the other thing about going to D.C., seeing all the veteran memorials.
Yeah.
Just beautiful. Just beautiful. Yep. It's a shame we have to have those, but.
Right. We're thankful we do.
Yes.
Guys, so a couple of the news, and I'm going to go flip through some of these that probably deserve a little bit more time, but I at least want to get it out there. This week, BFA, Buckeye Firearms, our good friends over there.
I'm glad you told us what that stood for.
Some people don't know.
No, I know.
Okay. Senate Bill 392 had its first hearing this week, and if you're not familiar, we've talked about this one before. It's a pretty big bill, 182 pages. There's a lot in there to unpack, but there's some good stuff in there. One is something that I talk to my good friend Steve about often. It's about changing the definition in Ohio from CHL, concealed handguns license, to a concealed weapons license. And the reason that's important is when we talked about less than lethal things you can carry, batons, legally in Ohio, you can't carry those concealed. So it would be a good thing if Ohio changed that and opened up some of these things so you could do that legally and stuff. A couple other things in there they'll have to iron out. We talked about this before, lowering the age for someone to be able to conceal carry to 18, which, on the surface, you look at that and you say, Ed, we send them to war, we send them to battle. Why wouldn't we? I'm all for it. But we need to get serious about our laws, and I don't think we're there on that side of it.
I have to agree with you there.
Yeah, and we need, if somebody is doing something wrong, then the hammer needs to come down, and we just don't seem to do that.
But even though they send them to war at 18, they are watched over pretty well about their firearm tactics.
You're right.
And they're not carrying when they're on leave and stuff like that. So.
Right. You're right. So it's a good thing. I mean, hats off to our good friends over at BFA for backing that, and they always have our back in that. What else? Hey, speaking of good friends, Cam Edwards yes. show that we often do his show and vice versa. He had the new ATF director on this week, and it was interesting because this guy is saying all the right things. He is reassuring Americans who own short-barreled rifles and short-barreled shotguns that they're not going to be viewed as criminals anymore.
That's good.
He went on to say, he says, I own them myself. He says, just because you have a short-barreled shotgun or a short-barreled rifle, shouldn't have this cloud over top of you like you're doing something wrong. And so they're saying all the right things. Hopefully some of these things can be put into place that stands the test of time, that doesn't just get reversed by the next administration.
Right.
So on to JC News.
Oh, boy, this is going to be good.
Here we go. These democratically controlled states are going crazy.
The East Coast
going
is off the hook.
Going after the law-abiding citizens. So late Thursday, Virginia Governor Spanberger signed despite all the warnings, signed into law a pair of bills banning the sale of AR-15s and other popular semi-automatic firearms and any magazine capable of holding 15 rounds or more, which set off an immediate array of challenges to it. So certainly more to come. This needs to work its way up to the Supreme Court once and for all and be done with this stuff. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, on the heels of that, well, actually, still in Virginia, when that went into place, get this, Ed, some of the county attorneys throughout Virginia are telling their constituents and the law enforcement, we're not going to prosecute any of these things. They're unconstitutional. We're not going to prosecute. How does that look? How does it make the governor look?
Am I mistaken, or did I hear some scuttlebutt about there being a recall on her?
I don't know. Hopefully.
Who knows? I thought I heard something about that. Maybe I'm wrong, but it should happen. She needs to go, and there's a lot of them out there that have to.
Well, and it's good that some of these county AGs and stuff are stepping up, or prosecutors are stepping up and stuff. But right on the heels of that, Illinois House Democrats again advanced bill to ban common handguns. I mean, it's crazy. It's just we report on it every week. You get the flavor of what, and I hate to say it, these people, but what these people want to do if they had the power and the ability to do it. I mean, imagine.
Oh, we'd be in trouble.
Imagine, them in the presidency, in the House, and the Senate. I mean, there is a lot of things that they want to push down here that's just crazy. Speaking of crazy, New Jersey AG. I can't even believe they're trying this. This week, the New Jersey AG, Jennifer Davenport, is issuing subpoenas to FFL license holders, so gun stores. They want the record of anyone who purchased a Glock from their store going back to 2016.
That's crazy.
That is
totally
not
insane.
Totally insane. And I don't know what they're going to do. I guess when they're trying to ban Glocks, right. And so in the course of that,
said something about the Glock knowingly produced these guns,
right?
And that's not true.
Right. Exactly. We need
that's the left making lies.
It is absolutely. Don't let the facts get in the way. So. There is several more stories. Let's go to a break real quick on the other side. We'll get to a couple more stories, Ed. We'll get to a little bit of Guns of the Week. It's just Ed and I today up here on Target, broadcasting live from the studios of LAPD Firearms and Range. We'll be back after the break.
Your one stop for advertising.
So,
Edward, you know what?
What?
It's kind of nice you and I up here occasionally.
It is.
Sometimes I feel like you don't get to talk. I mean, I don't put your mic on, but
I know a lot of times you don't turn my mic on. Mm-hmm. Hey, I want to say hi to my brother Dale out there listening, my brother Mike in Zanesville, and he's getting poured on pretty bad over there in the southern half of the state, southeastern half. Excuse me. Steve Michael Johnson, Dave Messenger, Melissa Atkins is watching. Larry
Melissa, hey Melissa.
Mark Bishop's on here. Steve, Michael John, I already said him, and Calvin. So good to see you all checking in.
20 seconds.
Everybody else, keep pouring in on Facebook. Say hello.
Hey, I'll let you know next week we're on the road.
That's what you said.
Are you going to be ready? You can't be cranky next week.
Okay. We'll be coming off a week of filling in for Campy. I'll be extra cranky.
Oh.
Here we go.
Your ABC6 First warning weather for today. Guess what? A wet morning, afternoon scattered rain showers, thunderstorms likely, high of 74. It's been the same thing for a week. Tonight, few showers, patchy fog, mostly cloudy down to 61. For Sunday, mostly cloudy skies, afternoon scattered rain is possible and thunderstorms high of 80 though, starting to get a little bit warmer. For Memorial Day, mostly cloudy skies, slight chance of rain, just a slight chance, Ed, high of 80. Currently 69 degrees on your severe weather station News Radio 610 WTVN.
Serving Columbus and all of Ohio. News Radio 610 WTVN.
Just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today. 'Cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Welcome back to OnTarget. I'm your host Eric, joined today in the live LAPD studios. Of course, the live LAPD studios. You know what that means, Ed?
That means we're here live.
And we have a live audience. Packing them in for the Memorial Day weekend.
Gotta like that.
Yep.
I see we got another raffle going on here.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes, and you didn't know about this one.
No, I didn't.
So let me tell you about this one. It's a raffle going on. We're selling tickets for $30 a piece. That's not bad, right?
Not for what you're going to win.
40 tickets, Ed. That's a pretty good ratio.
That is.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
There is more, Ed.
Tell us.
For that 40 tickets, now this is for a Glock 28. Don't see them very often because they don't make them anymore. This is a 380, right? Much like the similar frame as the Glock 26 or the Glock 27.
Right.
This one's in 380. 40 tickets are being sold. We're drawing 2 names out of those 40 tickets. Ed, that's 1 in 20 chance of winning.
So if somebody bought more than one ticket, their 2 tickets could be pulled and win both guns.
You know what? I just thought about that. Yes, that is a true statement. That is true. So yeah, you could walk away with 2
not
of
a bad
them.
deal. I mean, you could be a double-fisted pistol pumping mama.
That is a possibility, Ed, in this. We probably have, I don't know, a quarter of the tickets sold and stuff. But
there might be 7 or 8 in there.
Yeah, so if we get those sold, we'll pull it next week at OGCA, which I should say, we're not going to be here, Ed, next week.
I know.
Where are you going to be?
It's sad we're not going to be here, folks, so don't come next week.
Well, don't come here, but you can go to State Fairgrounds, where we're going to be broadcasting live at OGCA, Ohio Gun Collectors Association. Got already a lineup of people jumping on with us. Awesome. It is the Collectors Show. There is some neat things. The rumor on the street is that they're going to bring a couple things up to us that we're going to get to hold that are very, very, very unique. I haven't told JC about it yet because he's going to be not sleeping all week.
You have the limo coming to the house to pick me up?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So Guns of the Week, we should probably talk about that. Sponsored by our good friends over at Schiff & Associates. How appropriate. The Hush Puppy's back up here again. And if you remember, Ed, that is the Glock 43X. It has that lever on it where you can actually lock the slide.
Oh, yeah.
So it won't cycle.
Right.
But that, in conjunction with a suppressor, and the one we have up here, that if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, has a SIG suppressor on it. A perfect combination. And that makes it about as quiet as you can get for a semi-auto such as this. Subsonic rounds with that setup, really neat.
So does it go?
Not far off. Not far off from that. The other thing, Gun of the Week wise, and this I tell you what, this always have a place in my heart. I like the old wheel gun, Ed. I like wheel guns. Sorry.
I like wheel guns too. I won't deny.
So way back in the early 2000s, Smith & Wesson came out with a series of guns called the Night Guards.
Yes.
And they were all black. I thought at the time they were a lesser model, maybe an inexpensive model, but I don't think that to be true. I think they were more of a premium, lightweight one. And I always wanted one. And they had them in 44 Special. They had them in 357 Magnum and everything else. Well, they brought them back.
They did it in 38 too, didn't they?
357, I think. I don't know. Maybe they did 38.
I thought I saw 38.
So they brought them back.
Okay.
Under a Lipsy Special again. So these guys are kind of leading the charge on kind of the unique Smith & Wesson firearms, kind of bringing them back. And tough to get. They're allocated and everything else. Well, we have one. And ours is a 44 Special.
It's on the other side of the table. I see it over here.
It is on the other side. Right there. It is made in the same way it was back then. All black, lightweight, super neat. This one is how should I say it? It is previously owned, but it's new.
Right.
It's new. It is brand new, and it is here. It probably won't be here long. I think the price is around $1,200, something like that. You can stop by today and grab it. It will not be here long, but I at least want to talk about it because I like it, and I kind of want it to, Ed. So
maybe your lovely wife will buy it for you for your birthday next year.
It's not going to be here next year. Father's Day, right around the corner.
There you go.
Lori,
are you listening?
She don't listen. She hears it all the time. And
she tells me she listens to you all the time.
She does, whether she wants to or not. Let's get in one other thing in news because there's a couple other ones here. Let's see. What is the one that JC will... Oh, House bill passes, and this is a national shooting sports thing that are backing this too. Veterans Second Amendment Act. Remember in prior years under different administrations, we talked about the number of veterans that get denied in purchasing a firearm. And they went back and looked, and it was reason because these veterans were saying, like, yeah, I need some help doing my finances, and then they would throw them on the NICS list for not being eligible to buy firearms. These are our veterans who served for us. There is I think it's a House bill It's called the Second Amendment Protection Act, and it is moving through now the different the houses. The House, and hopefully that gets put into place so we don't have that happen in the future with these veterans. What else, Ed? You know what? I think that is it. I'll save these other ones for JC because he's going to need something to talk about next week, right?
Yeah, give him a little bit of time.
I'll give him a little bit of time next week. Guys, we're going to jump to a break. On the other side, we're going to talk to Jessica. We're going to talk about a youth sporting event coming up that is really, really neat. You're not going to want to miss. And then shortly after that, we're going to talk to our good friend. I'm dragging one of the range guys down, Ed. I don't know how it's going to go. Ella, you better have your finger on the button.
Yeah,
you know how those range guys are.
He does like to run his jib a little bit.
There you go. Guys, we're on OnTarget, broadcasting live from the studios of LAPD Firearms and Range. We'll be back right after the break.
I am number 5. Am I there, Ella? Ella, are you there? Ella?
Yeah?
How long we got?
Minute.
1 minute, Eric. He's not even on set. He had to walk off because the boss called him. She's yelling at him right now. You should have seen the look she just gave him. He deserves it.
Sure he does.
Do we have Jessica on? Chase, you can put that headset on and I'll walk you through it here.
You got to watch your language now, mister.
Yeah, don't. Can you hear now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. How's the volume?
It's fine.
Okay. Don't, Ella cuss. How long?
25.
Ella cusses like a sailor, but we're not allowed to.
I gotcha.
Is Jessica on, El?
No. 10 seconds.
No?
No, she said no, Eric. You need to turn your hearing aid up?
Got it.
All right, just got Jessica.
Correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Welcome back to On Target. I'm your host, Eric, joined today in the live LAPD studios. That's live, Ed. Live LAPD studios.
We are live.
We have Big Ed here, and of course, we have a live studio audience. There it is.
There it is.
You impressed with that, Chase? I don't have your mic on yet, so you just nod.
Yeah. He's good about that, too.
Guys, before we go and talk about range etiquette, I wanted to jump on with a friend of ours, Jessica. She is affiliated with the Pickaway County Sportsman's Club, and they have a huge event coming up.
And that's where?
Pickaway County.
Pickaway County. Okay.
There you go. Jessica, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good. Hey, we wanted to bring you on today. I hear you got a huge event coming up on June 6th, Youth Day. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Youth Day is a large passion of our club. It's been held annually by our members since 1997. This year's big event is on Saturday, June 6th from 9 to 3 on 8100 State Route 22 in Circleville, Ohio. Our range has all kinds of stuff to offer for families to come out and have fun. We have 8 ranges for firearms, newly open archery range, a fishing pond that's stocked, hiking trail, so just all kinds of fun. Kids will be able to sign up for fishing, archery, and all kinds of displays. This event is all about our volunteers and the community in general. ODNR comes out with Native First for kids to touch and play with. We have a local guy, Paul's Cool Scales, that brings out reptiles and snakes. So there's just all kinds of stuff for the kids to get into.
What's the cost on that, Jessica?
So that's the best part of this day. Everything is supplied by the club. Everything's donated by the community. Kids and their families will get a free lunch. All of the safety equipment, sporting equipment, arrows, the bow and arrows, the ammo, eye and ear protection, everything's included. So we just love everybody to come out, enjoy the day. The whole event is no cost, and I just wanted to throw in that even our police department is coming out with their big tactical tank that the kids will be able to climb in and out of, and the fire truck from Circleville Fire Department will be out. There'll just be all kinds of fun stuff.
And it's free.
It's free.
It's free.
So Jessica, tell us, I mean, I know you guys are passionate about this. I mean, why is it important to bring the youth into the shooting sports and into this? I mean, why do you guys have such a passion for it?
So our club is a nonprofit club, and our biggest goal is to just educate the community and encourage safe and enjoyable shooting sports for the whole family. It's just a great day for the community coming together and have a enjoyable, fun day for kids and their families to get outside and enjoy nature together. And of course, we want everybody to be educated about the shooting sports and how to be safe with it.
Perfect. And how do you have to sign up ahead of time?
You do not have to sign up ahead of time. If you would like to, you can go to 2 different websites. We have www.ohiooutdoorlearning.com/youth-day. There's a registration link on there, or they can come the day of, and registration will start at 8:30 in the morning, and then the kids will get started having fun at 9.
Perfect.
The other website, if you just want to see about the range, and it'll also link you to Youth Day, is pcsirange.org.
pcsirange.org. Perfect.
Hey, Jessica, a real important question. Is there going to be fair food there?
Well, it's more it is really good food, but our volunteers at the club, they grill out hamburgers, hot dogs. We'll have chips, and usually there's a treat for the kids, maybe a popsicle or something.
Got to have food. Got to have good food.
There you go. Jessica, thank you so much for calling in. I know this is such an important event for the community, and it's worth getting the message out there. So best of luck to it all, and you'll have to let us know how it turns out.
Great. We will. Thank you for having us on, and just hope everybody comes out and has a great day.
Great. Thank you so much. Guys, go check it out. It is the Pickaway County Sportsman's Club. Always doing good work out there. Always good to get the next generation up. I mean, you have to. I mean, I look at it how I got involved in this, and it was through those younger years. You know? Oh.
What happened there?
Ella,
are you there, Ella?
So, guys, well, we have a couple minutes before we go to break, so I want to tee up the next segment, okay? And you talk about bringing someone in who wasn't expecting this. We have with us our good friend Chase from the range. Are you there, Chase?
I am.
There he is.
Turned him on.
We turned on his mic and stuff. Well, our next segment, we want to talk a little bit about range etiquette, and this isn't about giving people grief and
it's kind of like dinner etiquette.
Kind of, yeah, very similar, Ed. And part of the reason we like to do this from time to time is because there's so many range rules that people probably don't understand. They don't understand the reasoning behind it. And so sometimes it's good to take a step back and say, hey, this is why we do this. And we thought no better way than to pull a guy fresh off the range who didn't know today that he was going to do this. So he's probably texting his wife and kids and, hey.
Listen, I'm on the radio.
Yeah, Dad, I'm on the radio and stuff. Chase, before we go to a break and stuff, what does all the range rules all go back to?
Safety. It's always safety.
Yeah, and it's safety for
everybody.
Yeah,
us, customers, everybody.
And that's the underlying fact with all these things. It always comes back to the safety of the range, the safety of the employees. It's really that's all what it comes down to. Basically, that is it. So when somebody shows up at the LEPD range, and they come up there, what outside of paying, because you have to do all that stuff, what are some of the first things you have a customer look at?
We have a liability waiver that we have them read.
Yep.
Basically goes over all the rules, what to do, what not to do, stuff like that.
And the important ones, I'm sure you reinforce, not just leaving it up to them reading. And something, too, that people, maybe not realize with the range rules. Obviously, there's some language in there about responsibilities.
Right.
Responsibilities for damage. And, it's a range. There's going to be an apparent, an errant shot that happens sometimes that maybe hits a carrier or hits up and down range. But what we're looking to cover is some of those people that is out of true negligence.
Right.
And we've had it. We've had that before where somebody intentionally is doing something, and that's part of why you have to sign that waiver. The other thing, too, is the waiver also stipulates that if you're not legally able to own a gun, you can't be here.
Right.
You can't be here. It's a simple...
And we don't want you here.
We don't. And it is something that where sometimes we get people reading that and they say, uh-oh, because technically speaking, if they ignore that, sign their name to it, and they go on there with the firearm, an ATF walks in, a local police department walks in, and they know that, hey, look, this gentleman is a convicted felon or is unable to have a firearm because of a protection order or whatever the case may be, you can be arrested.
Yeah,
so
we've even had it.
Right. So we're giving those people the opportunity up front, if they didn't think about it, to say, oh, you know what, probably not best I go on there, let me get my ducks in a row and come back.
Right.
So that's the a lot of what the range waiver plays to and stuff like that. So outside of that, let's say you got the waiver out of the way, talk about ammunition. Why does Chase care what ammunition I bring on the range today? I know it's because you want to sell me a box of ammo and make that money.
Right, that's right. No, really, it's with steel core, steel case ammo. You got to run the risk of damaging the bullet traps when two steels hit each other. Eventually, it's going to wear down, penetrate, cause more damage. It's an expensive day when it does.
Well, and you know what? And it brings up a good point. And you guys do a phenomenal job in checking that. So you check it oftentimes by a magnet. You rely on the honesty of people saying that, oh, geez, I didn't realize I have steel case or steel cord ammo. We have had an occasion here where somebody snuck it in.
Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately on that day, we could not determine who did it. And it cost us almost $6,000. Yep. And repairing of the traps. It's serious, folks.
Oh, yeah.
That is why these guys are adamant about, hey, what's in your magazine? Are those full boxes of ammo? Because there's people who just don't know.
Right.
And then there's people who intentionally try to circumvent the system.
Yeah.
I will tell you, and I'm sure Chase will back this up, if you are found with steel-cased ammo and there's a pile of it beside you on the range, it'll be your last day at LEPD.
Oh, yeah.
Because there is no doubt from the information you guys pass along, the signage and everything else, the waiver, it is not allowed.
Right.
Yeah. Some of the other things, too, we talked about, and Chase, you and I talked about this a little bit, too, with the steel case and steel cord. With that steel casing, it has a little more of a propensity to potentially spark when it hits the ground. In any range, there's always some amount of unspent powder on the ground, unburnt. And so you can get a flash fire, and we've had that. I mean, it just happens. So that's another reason. The third reason is more of a financial reason. Is in order to keep range costs down and help with repairs and maintenance, we recycle the brass, and those recyclers aren't big on finding steel in there when they're recycling for brass.
Right.
So it's kind of a combination of all of those. That's kind of the big reason that the boys are going to. And it happens. People don't know. They accidentally come in. You hold the ammo for them while they're out there, but you certainly don't have to buy our ammo. We'd like you to.
Right. And we'd always like you to.
Right. But you don't. Certainly don't have to. Talk about for a second. There's a couple of things you talk about your targets, and one of them is you have a line on it, and you're always saying make sure you put your target below the
black line
on the carriers.
Right.
Why?
Because depending on how high you put that target up, can run the risk of hitting stuff that you're not supposed to hit, or that would be bad to hit.
Right, and it's a range. The carriers are built so they can hit and take a round. They're not built to take 30 rounds in a 1-inch circle up in the computer part of it,
Right.
And so that's kind of what we're preventing. So we like you to keep those a little bit lower. Talk about why you guys are adamant about if someone is shooting rifle that target is put at least 35 feet out.
So in the off chance that they do hit the carrier, the closer it is, the more risk there is of having a ricochet coming back, hurting the shooter, hurting someone in an adjacent bay.
So it goes back to safety.
Right.
The safety, the ballistics of that round being a faster rifle round, and the potential of a jacket coming back at you and stuff like that. So that's good. That's good to know. Let's jump to a break. On the other side, we're going to talk about some of the popular guns that come in that you're turning away every day, Chase. Why are you turning these people away when they're coming in with FRT triggers?
Because I'm mean.
Yeah, that's all right. Now, outside of that, guys, we'll talk about that and much, much more. We're on Target broadcasting live from the studios of LAPD Firearms Range. We'll be back right after the break.
Voters are listening to the radio.
Not bad. Now, this is still live on Facebook and stuff, so you can cuss, just don't say something like, man, that Ella is a real son of a... Because it goes out there to everyone.
I would never.
Yes.
It's not what I heard. Hey, why don't you zoom in on our raffle box here?
Yes.
So people can see the two pistols. And there's probably 10, maybe 10 tickets in there. So we got a few more to go. If you're interested in winning a Glock, because Kathy Hochul's going to get rid of them.
They want to.
I know they do. Also, we have a nice view of the Hush Puppy.
Wow, it's already up to 71. And my mama says we sound good today.
Good.
Oh, we're back.
Oh, we are. Thanks.
Your WT6 first warning weather. Today, more scattered rain, showers and thunderstorms likely. High of 74. Tonight, few showers, patchy fog, mostly cloudy, low of 61. For Sunday, mostly cloudy skies, scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, high of 80. For Memorial Day, mostly cloudy skies, slight chance of rain showers, high of 80. Currently 71 degrees on your severe weather station, News Radio 610, WTVN.
Headline updates and the smart talk in between. News Radio 610, WTVN.
Oh, beautiful, far heroes proved in liberating strife.
You know what, Ed? I don't think we have anything more important to say than just listen to the song.
Yeah.
Who more than self?
Glory.
Well, country loved. And mercy more than life. America.
Welcome back to On Target.
Make God thy gold refine.
I'm your host, Eric, joined today in the LEPD studios. I got Big Ed to my right. Big Ed to my right. I got my good friend Chase from the range.
Chase is all over the place.
Chase is all over the place, but today he got drugged down to the live studio.
He's a little nervous too.
He didn't know it going into the day. He thought, I'm just gonna be doing my range stuff today. He didn't realize he's coming down here today, but he's doing great. Before we get back to Chase and range rules and stuff, one thing I forgot to talk about when we were talking about guns of the week, Ed.
Guns of the week.
And it's not necessarily a gun of the week, but it is worth mentioning. Finally, and you haven't seen this yet.
No, I have not.
We finally got in Glock 43X and Glock 48 mags.
Yes.
From Glock now that are 15-round mags. When have you ever seen a Glock metal mag, Ed?
Never.
Never until now. They're in stock. They're here. If you're looking for them, if you've been waiting for them, they are here.
Do they not come with a 15-round mag?
No, they've always come with 10 rounds.
10 rounds.
10 rounds.
Really?
And so people would have to buy aftermarket mag. Now, one thing of note on that is that
what are you doing the thumbs down for?
The aftermarket mags, you had to oftentimes, they were metal. You had to buy a mag release that was metal too in order to get it to work right. Here's the thing with these new Glock mags, they work with the standard mag release that comes with the guns. They don't work all that great with those metal mag releases that a lot of people put in their guns and stuff. So stop by, check it out, talk to the gunsmith, see the boys, but we do have them here in stock. Back to range rules and stuff.
Rules
with Chase.
Range rules with Chase.
There you go. You know what? That could be a podcast of itself.
I think it could.
He's going to be taking over. I'm going to come in one day and what's Chase doing up there? Chase, we talk about pistol grip shotguns, AR pistols, stuff without a stock. Why? This is stuff that's all popular right now. Why are you being so mean and not letting those people shoot it on the range?
Right. What's up with that?
As cool as they are, the majority of people that own them, they just can't control them. They hit the carriers, they hit the walls, they hit
because they don't have a stock on them. They don't have a stock. They're not shouldered. They're bigger than a traditional pistol.
Yeah.
And so it lends itself to not being as accurate. And so in order to mitigate some of the damage that we see from them, it's one of those things. Now, I think a lot of these AR pistols now have arm braces on them or they're short barrel rifles. So I don't think we see it as much, but you certainly run across it.
We had one earlier this week that I had to turn away.
Yep, and it's it's unfortunate, but that's the reason behind it, is trying to mitigate some of the rules. Speaking of things that are popular that people like that you keep turning away, is the FRT or force reset triggers.
Right.
People have a blast with them. They're kind of neat. A lot of people are putting them in their firearms now. Why you keep telling people they can't shoot them?
Well, put it in perspective. It's a $200 part. Anybody can buy it. Not everybody knows how to shoot a gun properly.
What? In that type of configuration.
Right.
Because if you've never shot a fully automatic firearm, there are things about shooting a fully automatic firearm that you wouldn't necessarily know until you've shot it, about how it raises and stuff like that. These are coming close to mimicking some of those the speed of the fire of the firearm. And so a lot of times people don't realize that, and we see a tremendous amount of damage. Now, that's not to say you don't pay for a one-on-one and you come here and you have a range officer with you and you go do it. Sure, I mean, we can work things out in that regard, but just to walk in off the street where, we're not sure of your capabilities and vice versa, it's just to try to keep down some of the range damage. That is inevitable. Just like someone with a full auto, we're going to put someone back there with you or make sure that you have experience in shooting it. So, simple like that. One thing too, and this comes up, I don't know how often you guys see this, but women coming in that are pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get very many trying to come on the range?
I'll be honest, I don't think I've had one.
Really?
Yeah.
And the reason, and a lot of people know, a lot of people I don't think will come, but we do have them occasionally. And Ed, the first thing you think about if you're pregnant, that the lead. That's one thing that.
Well, that goes without saying. You're not supposed to smoke when you're pregnant. Why would you be around guns when you're pregnant?
Right, with the lead that is on the range. But something that people don't think about is the sound. We all put our hearing protection on to go in on the range, but a 6-month-old in the womb doesn't have that ability, and so you run the risk of interfering with some of that the developmental hearing and stuff. So that's why we
discourage it.
Yeah, Exactly.
And you didn't get anybody pregnant on the range, right, Chase?
No, not pregnant. It's not about getting someone pregnant on the range. I thought pregnant women coming on.
You asked him if he got pregnant.
His wife is listening.
Oh, I didn't know he was married. Okay.
So,
in trouble.
Low-cut shirts. As much as Ed likes a good low-cut shirt,
yes, sir.
Probably not the best to have a low-cut shirt on the range. Why? Why are you messing with people's fun, Chase?
So whenever brass ejects from the gun, it's hot. Yes. Hot stuff likes going in small spaces, and it can make people react weird.
Wait a minute. You're talking about me,
Ella.
I hope you better watch what he talks about here.
But it's a very pertinent point, and it was said eloquently.
Yeah, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Was that eloquent?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's true. I mean, if you get someone in there, especially a new shooter, and you get a piece of hot brass in your shirt, and it happens even if you have a collared shirt on, and it's hot. The last thing we want is to see someone swinging around with a loaded gun trying to get and it happens, guys.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah, it happens. And so keeping those shirt collars higher and stuff like that prevents a little bit of that as much as possible. Same with the open-toed shoes. I mean, the brass is hot, and it will burn you. And so if people aren't used to that or used to that potential, the reaction that they have is what we're trying to prevent and stuff like that. Jason, when someone comes to the range, do you need to see their gun at the counter? I mean, do I come out and just pull my gun right out for you?
Absolutely not.
No, you don't want to see my gun? I have a cool gun.
I have a cool gun, too. I don't want to show it to you.
Okay. All right. So let me note that. Don't pull out my cool gun
I
at
guess
the counter.
The question there is that the guns, when you bring them in, have to be in a case and unloaded.
Right, or on you. And that's a good point, Ed.
I have those every once in a while.
Right. Yes. When you come in and you're carrying your concealed weapon, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
Keep it on you. Keep it on you in a holster, and when you get on the range, you can swap out your mags with range ammo.
To safely down range.
Exactly. So that's stuff that you can all do on the range. You're perfectly fine walking in with your gun in your holster and stuff like that, and going out there to the range and doing that. And the last thing that's important, and this is just one of the things that we deal with here, is if you're an individual walking in the door and you come in and say, "I want to rent that gun today. I'm by myself." Are you going to rent it to them?
Not if they're by themselves.
No, and that just simply comes back to, guys, statistically speaking, somebody who wants to harm themselves, one opportunity to do that is to come to a range and rent a firearm, go on the range by themselves.
What if I come in with my own gun?
Then you're absolutely fine. If you come in with your own guns and then you want to rent something from the case, that's fine. Or if you're coming in with the buddy, that's fine. Okay. So, but it's just that individual who comes in by themselves that we're trying to watch. Chase, you did good. I'm going to get you signed up here for a recurring role with it. So thank you so much for kind of clearing some of those things up.
Of course.
You guys are always great up there. You're always great explaining these to people, and we appreciate that. Guys, I don't know where the last hour went, Ed.
Before you go, people are asking about getting tickets. Can they buy them on the phone?
Yes, call us in. Call in and we can do it over the phone. Guys, next week we're at OGCA. It's at the State Fairgrounds. Come check us out. We'll be there live. Ed will be signing autographs beforehand. Think about the Memorial Day weekend, guys. And as always, let's be careful out there.
On your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Save 610 WTVN Columbus on your presets. Free. Never sounded so good. Get Eco.
Memorial Day is coming. Yes, it's a day we honor and mourn all the military personnel who died while serving our country. Yeah, Memorial Day is definitely mostly about that. Jerry, I've never heard of anything else we're supposed to remember on Memorial Day. I'm not saying we're supposed to, but there is one other thing I always remember on Memorial Day. Really?
Get Eco.
I always remember to get my AC serviced because air conditioner season starts right after Memorial Day. And you bring this up because? I've invented a new offer, and I think people will like it. Okay, tell me. For just $99, we go to people's houses and wash the outside coils properly. It makes a huge difference. And we'll test the whole system to make sure that nothing went bad during the winter when it wasn't being used. Can we do that for just $99? I've decided we're going to just do it for $89.
Get Eco.
Positive thinking plumbers, electrifying electricians, and $89 HVAC technicians.
Have a great Memorial Day.
GetEco.com.
Formed after the tragedy of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has supported America's heroes ever since.